YouTube, my name is Mesa and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Time for an obligatory ultimate preparation guide for Season of Opulence. I have two goals for this video. One is to get you raid ready for the Crown of Sorrow raid, but also some general tips and tricks for the casual players to level up your character, increase your power level, and things you can do now prior to June 4th when Season of Opulence hits. If you find this video helpful, a like rating is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I upload daily Destiny 2 content, and let's get into it, folks. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Season of Opulence will be hitting on June 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am praying that we get a pre-download the week before or a few days before, because on PlayStation 4, we have a bad situation where every time there's a patch or an update, it takes forever for us to download it, then copy it, then install it. It's really annoying. So that's going to immediately put us at a disadvantage for the raid race. Now, the raid is going to drop on the same day, however, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and they said that the recommended power for the first encounter is going to be 715 power. On day 1, the Last Wish and Scourge of the Past raids, they will be unavailable until someone beats Crown of Sorrow. And I know a lot of people in my comments were saying, wait, that means I have to beat Crown of Sorrow first? No, I'm pretty sure, and they weren't that clear in the This Week at Bungie, but I'm almost positive it just means someone out there, and we know who it's going to be. It's going to be on PC, probably Redeem. Once they beat it, then we as console plebs, or myself, can go into Last Wish, a Scourge of the Past, and do those encounters and power up our characters. Bungie's rationale for this is this will prevent players with a stash of ethereal keys from having a leg up in the race. Also, they're doing something to prime attunements. That's your prime engrams. So they say prime attunements will be reset to 2 charges per character on day 1. While characters build prime attunement charges over time, these are being set to 2 per character upon logging in after the new season begins. Bungie also referred to a previous This Week at Bungie that they're doing the same thing they did leading into Season of the Drifter, where if you're trying to stack bounties that reward powerful gear, if you stack them and they're completed and you open them up after Season of Opulence hits, they're going to give you 700 power gear or up to 700 power gear, not anything higher. So this is direct from Bungie. To ensure an even playing field each time we kick off a new season, bounties acquired during previous seasons will have a maximum power level reward. This change is intended to prevent players from feeling the need to hoard bounties and raid keys that grant powerful rewards until the power cap is raised in an attempt to get a leg up in the push toward the new power cap. Some examples would be like the Spider's Wanted bounties or Petra Venj's Ascendant Challenge bounties, even the Drifter's Weekly Gambit bounty. All of those give you powerful gear. However, if you complete them and then pop them after Season of Opulence hits, they will give you up to 700 power. However, we will talk about Gambit bounties a little later because you might want to save those. Remember, Gambit bounties, they give you infamy reps, so you might want to hold on to them because we don't know what's going to happen with Gambit in Season 7, and also I believe the first reset of a season in Gambit gives you a powerful drop. Not 100% sure on that one though. Let's get into it, folks. Let's talk about what you could do prior to Season of Opulence as well as what you could do that day to hopefully get you raid ready. Now, there's going to be an awesome spreadsheet that I'm going to link in the description that I'm going to go over in this video. Now, there's an awesome YouTuber / Twitch streamer who put this all together named Sweatsicle, or I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm going to link him in the description. Make sure you go give him a follow and tell him that Mesa Fail sent him. No, just say Mesa Sean, okay? All right, let's do this. So, first off, let's talk about flashpoints. Flashpoints should be able to be carried over to the next season, and I believe even week to week. Now, I'll know this for sure on Tuesday when I let my flashpoint sit, but I've had friends who have done it before where they forgot to pick it up, and it's available the next week, and their new flashpoint is available for them to complete. So you might want to start doing your flashpoints on your different characters, not picking them up, and letting them sit there until Season of Opulence. Again, I'm assuming you want to get into the raid, you're 700 power, you have all your exotics, you don't need to cash in your flashpoints, so I would let them sit. Next up would be the Allegiance quest through the Drifter. Did you pick the Vanguard or did you pick the Drifter? Let me know in the comment section. Of course I picked the Drifter. I don't want to be called a snitch every time I play Gambit. I've only completed that on one character. What I would do is get to the final steps, but do not complete it. Get it all the way to the last step, do not complete it. Next up, you want to have 20 completed bounties for Ikora Ray. Every week on all 3 characters, you can turn in 20 bounties and Ikora Ray will give you a powerful drop. I always recommend, if you want to get a bunch of them just knocked out and completed quickly, go to the Tangled Shore and knock out all of the Spiders bounties. They're really easy. And then you might go to a few destinations and complete those, maybe save a few Crucible, maybe a few Vanguard. But yeah, you want to hold on to 20 completed bounties. Next up, over the course of the weeks, go see Petra Venj and make sure you have on all 3 characters 7 completed bounties from Petra Venj. Repeat, 7, not 8. There is a bounty that gives you powerful gear from Petra Venj where you complete 8 of the daily bounties. However, there is a glitch where if you hold on to the 8 and then you go that day that Season of Opulence hits and you try to pick up that War for the Dreaming City, it's not going to give you a powerful drop. So again, pick up 7 bounties, complete them on each character, then that day, and we'll talk about what you're going to do that day, but in a nutshell, you're going to go to the Dreaming City, you're going to grab that War for the Dreaming City weekly bounty, you're going to complete 1 daily bounty, and then you'll have all of your 8 done, and you'll get a powerful drop. Next up, the Zur bounty. The Zur bounty gives you a powerful drop. Have one of the Zur bounties not completed, but have it all done except for one of the steps. This way, that day, you can just log in, complete that final step, you will get a powerful drop. Before we move on, I was just talking with my good friend TimeSplitter01, and he did bring up the fact that that week should be week 3 of the curse. What does that mean? The Shattered Throne, the 3-player raid, should be available. What does that mean? Well, you can get powerful gear from that. Bungie did not mention anything about that. It would not surprise me if they disable that also until the raid is beaten for the first time. Another thing you want to hold on to is on all 3 characters, you want to save 3 of the regular clan bounties. Each one of those will give you 2,000 XP each. Next up, let's talk about the Pinnacle Weapon and Exotic Weapon quests. These cashed in after this Season of Opulence hits should be able to give you something more powerful than you have. I know for me, I got the loaded question very late because I don't use fusion rifles and strikes. Well, my loaded question dropped for me at 700 power. Same thing with some of the other weapons like the Breakneck. I already have my Breakneck. That's my favorite weapon in the game, but on another character, I have a Breakneck that literally is almost at the end of completion. So I'm just going to get it really close and just not complete it. But any of those quests, like for Malfeasance, Last Word, Thorn, the Chaperone, any of the exotics, things from the Crucible, Recluse, Not Forgotten, Luna's Howl. If you're on a step that's pretty close to completion, hold on to it or get it up to right near completion. And on day 1, if you could quickly complete it, go for it. Next up, let's talk about Ghost Fragments, and you get those from the Tangled Shore, and you get those by completing public events, by completing patrols, by opening up chests. I think even high value targets give those. Now, you can cap out on 20 of those, but you only need 15. The Spider will sell a wanted bounty, so you can get it on each character for 5 Ghost Fragments. So I would go into Season of Opulence with just making sure that you have at least 15 Ghost Fragments so that you can buy a Spider wanted bounty on each character. Another thing that you can hold on to is going to be Ballistic Logs, and Ballistic Logs will give you the ability to pick up a powerful weapon frame from A to 1. Unfortunately, you can only carry 2 per character, so still that's going to be 6 powerful weapon drops if you go on all 3 characters that day and complete those powerful weapon frames. Now let's get into what you can do that day to get your power level up for a character that you want to take into the raid. Now, first off, you want to work on 2 characters that you're not going to take into the raid first. Repeat, work on 2 characters you're not taking into the raid first. And like, I'll give you my example. I'm a Warlock main, so I plan to play in my Titan and my Hunter first. I'll be doing all my powerful gear stuff. I'll get a bunch of powerful gear and hopefully some powerful weapons along with armor, but then I'll take those powerful weapons, then finally transfer it over to my Warlock and then start the whole process over again, and hopefully that Warlock will then have the highest drops. Now, with regards to the Pinnacle Weapon quest and the Exotic quest, you might want to hold off on actually turning those in until you swap, well, right before you swap characters, or even wait until you've already done everything on the 2 characters besides your main. Like, let's say for your Titan and your Hunter, you've got some Pinnacle Weapon quests, right? You've got them nearly done. You've gotten your power level up, doing your milestones, doing the Spider Wanted bounties, doing everything. Then go back to those characters, put the weapons on them, see how high up you can get, then do the last steps in those Pinnacle weapon quests, turn them in, because you should get a pretty good power bump from those. Now let's go through the steps that Swetsicle recommends, and I definitely recommend you checking out his channel because yeah, he's one of those hardcore raiders. He's a pro at this stuff. First off, log into the character that you're not going to be maining. You want to turn in that Xur bounty, complete it, turn it in. Next up, you want to finish the last step in your Allegiance quest and claim that reward. However, he does have a footnote. He says, if these two drops have brought you to 701 power, turn in your Pinnacle exotic weapons to try to fill every weapon slot with something that's 702 or higher. Next up, you want to go to the Dreaming City, and with Petra Venj, you want to pick up the War for the Dreaming City, the Ascendant Challenge, and also the weekly story mission. All of them will give you powerful gear. Now, for the War for the Dreaming City, remember, you have 7 of the daily bounties completed, so you should be able to just grab one bounty, complete that daily bounty, and you will have that thing done, which will give you a powerful drop. Run and do the Ascendant Challenge, that will give you a powerful drop, and then do the weekly story mission on the Dreaming City, that will give you a powerful drop. Now, I forgot to mention earlier, but when it comes to Petra Venj and the offering to the Oracle bounties, grab 3 of those. Have 3 of those, 1 on each character. Now, Swetsicle says complete 2 of them on your non-raid characters and don't claim them. Complete it to about 50% on your raid character, though. This way, right after you complete the Ascendant Challenge bounty, the War for the Dreaming City bounty, and so forth, turn in the Oracle offering bounty and you'll get the weekly Petra reward. Also, you might want to grab a whole bunch of raid banners while you're over there checking out Petra Venj. Next up, you want to go cash in that Flashpoint reward and see what you get. It should be powerful. Then go into the tower and turn in the 3 2000 XP clan bounties and claim the reward. Then turn in the remaining bounties for Ikor Ray, those 20 bounties that you will be saving up, get that weekly milestone done. As I mentioned before, after you have turned in the Allegiance quest and claimed the reward, and you did not burn any of the Pinnacle or exotic weapons to get some weapon slots filled out, well, here you can burn the rest of them for that character if you have a bunch of those quests all saved up. Also, next up on this character, you can also use those Ballistic Logs to get yourself 2 powerful weapons. Now you're ready to go on to character number 2 that is not your main and pretty much do the same thing. You're going to transfer any powerful weapons over to that character. Hopefully that will bump you up a little bit, but yeah, do the same thing. Turn in your Flashpoint. Finish the Allegiance quest if you've not done it on that character. Turn in your 20 bounties so that you can get the weekly milestone done for Ikor Ray. Turn in the saved clan bounties. Turn in the Xur bounty. Burn any Pinnacle or exotic weapon quest so you can get to max light. And also you might want to do some 8-1 powerful weapon frames. From there, transfer everything over to your 3rd character, which is going to be your main character that you want to raid on, and rinse and repeat what you have already ready, but then also do all the other activities within the game that give you powerful gear. You've got your Gambit Prime weekly milestones, your regular Gambit weekly milestones, you've got the Reckoning, you've got Crucible, Vanguard Heroic Story Missions, Vanguard Heroic Strikes, Nightfall, a plethora of things to do to get your power level up quickly. Like with every DLC, I would just ditch anything from your vault or from your characters that you don't want in terms of weapons or armor. Get those legendary shards, get those enhancement cores back. In terms of consumables, I would load up on raid banners, make sure you have at least 5 Tincture of Queen's Foil, maybe a few of those Fire Team medallions if you're looking to get some XP to get some Eververse stuff. I would also load up on planetary materials, just in case you want to do some infusion. Of course, have some enhancement cores ready, but remember, Banshee should be should be having daily and weekly bounties that will award you some enhancement cores. But the planetary materials, the Spider sells all of them except for 2 obvious ones, the Barium Boughs from the Dreaming City and the Etheric Spirals that you get on the Tangled Shore. So if you're low on Etheric Spirals or the Barium Bows, I would go over to the Dreaming City and the Tangled Shore and start farming them. That is going to do it for this video, guys. I'm hyped, and I'm hyped to get more information on Season of Opulence. You know, Bungie's going to start dropping trailers and new information on a daily basis, probably leading up to Season of Opulence, which will hit June 4th. So make sure you hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because as soon as that news hits, you know I will have a video up on it. Alright guys, leave me a good old hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.